Hey guys, I did not expect to be starting this video looking like this, but I really wanted to have a chat with you guys and give you guys some updates because I feel it's needed and I have some things to tell you. So it's kind of like a get ready with me, but I feel like most of these videos on YouTube are where people like put makeup on and do their hair, but that's not me. That's very much not me. I don't put makeup on every day. I hardly ever wear makeup, so it's just me getting ready to go on a run. That's still a get ready with me, right? And the reason why I chose to do it this way, you know, a bit more on the fly, is because often when I sit down to like film a chatty video where I just give you some updates, my mind goes completely blank and I have no clue what I wanted to tell you. So I thought that if I was doing my usual stuff, you know, just going about my morning, getting ready, I thought that my thoughts would just flow and I would actually say what I wanted to say. My glasses are slipping down my nose right now. So yeah, essentially, hello, how are you? Let's just first start with that question. How are we all? It is still officially like lockdown in the UK, although Boris Johnson has announced this kind of like road out of lockdown for us in the UK. Where is my scrunchie? Oh, it's in my hair. Okay, right, anyway. Spring is like approaching right now. So that is making me really happy. Sorry, we're just bending over. I really do feel like my mood follows the weather, and I know that's not the case for everyone, but in the winter when it's cold, I am just generally not as positive. Whereas when I see the sun shining, I'm just like immediately uplifted and the smile is on my face and it's just the best thing. So yeah, spring is really good, but in general my mental health this year, and it's coincided with the start of 2021, has been on the rise, and I'm just really happy with the progress I've made, especially considering that I was in a pretty poor place last year. Obviously some days I wake up and I'm not feeling as good, but in general, like, I'm really happy at the moment. Like, I'm really settled at home. I love being at home, and that's a big contrast to where I was last year. Like, the only thing I wanted to do last year was move out and be independent. I'm like, Holly, look at you now, look at you go, you know, I've found my home again, which is at home. And yeah, I hope you guys are okay, staying safe. I mean, this year we might see lockdown come to an end, which is crazy, and that's a good thing, right? I'm just gripping my hair because, as we know, I have a lot of baby hair. Oh yeah, Kirby Grips bobby pins, such a random thought, but I call them Kirby Grips. A lot of people call them bobby pins. Also, I feel like you're supposed to put them in with the, what's that side? The serrated edge? The bumpy edge? I feel like you're supposed to put that side down, but I put the flat side down. Always have done, and don't think I'll change. Sorry, I'm just not being very open-minded with the use of my Kirby Grips or bobby pins, but sorry. Anyway, that's my hair done. Let's move to the bathroom. Hello. We have our running stuff fresh, clean on today. Means it doesn't smell. These tops, running tops, hold on to the smell and it's so bad. But yeah, the second thing we need to talk about is essentially university stuff, my master's, my degree that I'm currently doing online at UCL, because yeah, we've had some big updates, to be honest with you. So this video will be going up before my weekly vlog where I sit my exam. I had my exam this week on Thursday, which is just gone. It's Saturday today, so that video will come up after this one, but I just thought I'd let you know that I had an exam the other day. It was a very stressful experience, but I will let you find out in that video. So yeah, but anyway, that's done now, so I am feeling a lot better. Okay, so where do we start with this? Do we just dive straight in? I feel like I just need to dive straight in. Essentially, my course is going to be entirely online. I am going to be doing my whole master's from home, and I didn't expect it to be that way, but it is. This is what we've come to, you know. My whole degree is going to be online. I am fine with that. I am more than happy to stay at home and continue studying online, which is another crazy thought, because in contrast to last year, I was really worried and nervous and anxious and quite stressed about doing this degree online. If you watched my pre-masters videos and my vlogs where I was trying to make decisions and stuff, I was really apprehensive about studying online. It was my kind of last resort, you know. I really wanted to move to London. I just basically didn't want to be a student at home. I couldn't see myself studying at home. I was kind of putting the words into my mouth. I was like, you cannot do that, Holly, because it's not what you're used to. However, I've surprised myself and I actually love this whole online university thing. Like, I've adapted so well and I'm really proud of myself because I had to adapt and I had to be flexible and I had to be open-minded and get used to being an online student. I really thought I wouldn't be able to cope and I really thought I wouldn't like it, but I genuinely really love it. And so with this new mindset and this whole new perspective on online university, I'm fine with the rest of my course being online. It's a bit of a bummer. Like, I would have loved to have been in London studying as a student, but unfortunately I can't do anything about it, and so I just have to go with the flow. We're just gonna take a moment to get dressed, okay? One sec. You know when you need to pick up? It's like here. Okay, what did you want instead? Let's just have a quick fire fact file about my course so you understand what I'm gonna talk to you about next. My master's, it's a master in science in cancer biology. We have 6 modules in total. I did 2 of them last year, 2 of my core modules. I finished my optional module, behavioral science and cancer. I'm still doing my cancer immunology module, which is ongoing at the moment. We've recently started a small module, but it's our research proposal module, and then the 6th one is starting in May, because that is our big project. We do our own research, we write a big dissertation, we have a presentation. That's our final big module. It starts in May and it runs until, basically until the end of the degree. We investigate stuff, cool biology stuff. So having said that, basically I now just want to talk about our projects and our research projects that we're going to do, because yeah, how am I going to do it if I'm studying from home is the question you're asking. And I'm a biology student. You know, when most people think about biology research, they think of people in lab coats wearing goggles, pipetting things and growing stuff, you know, being in a lab. But we can't do that this year. Just for a reality check, that is all my stuff on the floor. Hey, Minnie, come sit. Hello. Oh, she doesn't want to sit with me. How sad. We were basically told in a call last week that we can't do lab-based projects this year again. Last year, for the cohort that studied this master's last year, they also couldn't do research projects. They're in the final stages of like collecting research projects that don't require being in a lab. They're bioinformatic projects, or they might be behavioral science projects. I don't really know what we're going to be offered. Sorry, I have like a cat hair in my eye right now, but I think they're going to be released next week, and that is when we're going to start choosing titles, and then we will be allocated projects. We all do an individual project, like no 2 students can have the same project. The way they do that, I don't really know, but it's not a first come first serve basis, and it's not based on your grades. They just try and like make sure that the majority of students get their first choice, or at least one of their top 3 choices or something. But yeah, the main reason why I'm talking to you about this is because we are no longer doing lab projects, and I think that's what a lot of you guys were asking me, or you may have been confused about, because as I said, like biology research, you think of people in the lab, but that's not feasible. Like UCL have said to us that the labs cannot have more than so many people in it, and it's just not going to work out. I know the lockdown might be easing and stuff, but apparently they've said that it's just not going to work. And so yeah, how do I feel about that? To be honest with you, when they spoke to us last week about the projects and they said that we were going to be doing computational ones, even though I have no idea what that really means, I've never done any coding, I might have to learn how to code, but in all honesty, I've never felt more excited about a project in my whole entire life. Normally when we get briefed on, you know, projects and dissertations and lab work in particular, I'm always just a bit like, oh no, I kind of dread it, because I'm like, no, I can't do it. I always tell myself I can't do it, or I tell myself I don't like it. But when they were telling us about these projects, I was actually so excited. Like the thought of doing my own project, collecting my own results, presenting my own report, writing my own dissertation, like me doing actual research that no one else has done. For once in my life, I felt so excited, and that just might be because, you know, I've grown up, or it might just be because I'm at a point in my life when this thought of doing like my own research appeals to me, whereas in the past it maybe didn't. But like, I'm just so excited. Yes, I did want to try and be in a lab. I wanted to try and use this master's to get like lab experience and to see if I actually liked it, to then maybe go on to do a PhD. But like, that really does not bother me. I am just so excited that I'm going to be doing a project. Milka's going to be doing my research with me at home. This is so cool. The thing is with biology these days, yes, there is still a lot of lab-based work that goes on, but because there is so much data now within biology, if you think about whole genomes and you think about proteomes and metabolomes and transcriptomes, like we have such big data sets now in biology. We're working with so much data. It's becoming so multidisciplinary and so systematic, computational, that a lot of work is not done in a lab. There are people coding and looking at databases and doing research that way. There's epidemiological stuff, and there are so many opportunities within biology to do research that is not just bound to a bench side. And so this is still going to give me experience. I have no idea if I'm going to do a PhD or not. I just don't know. And that doesn't mean that I don't have any plans or goals, and it doesn't mean that I'm like all over the place. Well, sometimes it feels like that, but it's okay to not have a plan. It's okay to go with the flow, and that is what I'm trying to do. You know, you just have to take opportunities as they come, open doors when they open for you, or you can turn around and you can try something else. You don't have to have a fixed plan. If you do have a goal, that's fine, but personally I like to just go with the flow, and I'm just testing out new things and different things and seeing what I like, and maybe changing up things. Like, you don't have to do the same thing your whole life. I obviously don't know too much about the project and what we're going to be doing, but we're going to be part of a research group. It will be online. I'm nervous, but I've never felt this way before, and it just says something. It really does speak for itself. I actually can't believe, like, I'm going to be doing a whole project finding out new biology stuff potentially at home. Hey Min, Milka. She's probably looking at a bird. But yeah, projects start in May sometime, if you didn't quite catch that, and we get titles next week, hopefully. Okay, let's put on this headband. The last thing I wanted to address was a question that I've been asked a few times. Sometimes it's a comment on my videos, or it might be an Instagram DM or something, but I've seen the question float around and I thought I would address it. Oh, the final thing I should say about the project situation, I know that quite a few people on my course are not going to be happy about it, partly from like a financial perspective. You know, we've paid for this degree, we're doing it entirely online, and it's not cheap. Like, it's £15,000 this degree. It's a lot of money, you know. And also, I suppose people started this degree with the intention of doing a lab project. I also think that other universities are still maybe offering lab projects, so there's that issue as well. As I said though, I'm not completely disheartened that it's not going to be in the lab. The financial thing though I do get, because yeah, it's a lot of money. But sorry, the last thing as I was going on to say, let me just get my muscle roller though, so we can roll it out. So yeah, this last question, people basically ask me, you know, why, Holly, did you apply to UCL and not Cambridge? Basically, you know, I did my undergrad at Cambridge, I did well, and why didn't I just stay on there? I obviously finished my undergrad in 2019, and then I took a gap year. I went traveling. Throughout pretty much the whole of that gap year, I thought I wanted to do a master's in nutrition. Cambridge doesn't offer a nutrition course, so I immediately cast that aside. I just didn't see myself being back at Cambridge. This is all documented in vlogs, like my whole thought process and what I went through. But then I realized, you know, nutrition is not for me. I came to that realization when it was really late in 2020. We were like well into lockdown. I realized, I was like, why am I wanting to do a course in nutrition? Like, that's not right for me. It came to the fore and it hit me right in the face. Like, I was hit by a ton of bricks, but really late, and I could have done with that coming sooner. But you know, sometimes things don't come when you want them to. So yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do nutrition anymore. And bearing in mind that this decision came really late, sorry I can't roll in chat, but yeah, I basically was like, what do I want to do? So I started to look for courses quite late in the kind of like molecular cellular biology space, but you know, those courses were pretty few and far between because I was so late applying, and I wanted to do a master's. Like, I didn't want to take another year out because, you know, I wouldn't have been able to travel. We've been locked down pretty much this whole time. This is lockdown 3.0. So yeah, I started to look for courses in the UK at this point because I was like, if we're going to be in a pandemic, I don't want to go abroad anymore. I think I looked at some of the courses at Cambridge, but either none of them appealed to me or the deadlines had passed. I don't think I looked at Oxford. I don't really know why. I was just in such a rush at this point that I was just trying to find a course that I really liked the sound of. And as soon as I found this course on the UCL website, I kind of immediately knew it was me. I started my undergrad being like, I am fascinated by cancer. I really want to learn about cancer. And I finished my degree doing a dissertation on cancer in immunology. And I saw the modules being offered, like, you know, cancer in immunology, learning about clinical trials, doing a project, you know, doing all this stuff. I immediately was like, wow, I love the sound of this course. I, yes, did anticipate being in London, as I've said, but that's not happened and it's not going to happen. But it's not the end of the world now. I've come to terms with it and I actually love being at home. I don't believe in like fate or destiny, but there's just some thing in life that means everything happens for a reason. I do believe that. I really wanted to stay on and do pathology as a 4th year at Cambridge, but when I was at Cambridge it wasn't on offer, so I couldn't do that. And I also didn't want to go straight into doing a PhD because I did a dissertation in my final year. I didn't do a lab project, so I have a scarcity, but yeah, I don't have much research experience, so to go straight into a PhD I didn't think was a good option, hence why I took a gap year and hence why I wanted to then do a master's and Yeah, I hope that kind of made sense. I think I valued the reputation of the university a lot more when I was applying for undergrad degrees. Like, I really wanted to get into Cambridge, and I'm glad I had that determination. Like, I was so determined to get to Cambridge because I really wanted to study there. But the reputation of the university is not most important at all. Yes, universities are ranked, and you know, everyone knows Cambridge and Oxford, but the most important thing is the course and the teaching, and if you enjoy what you're learning about. If the course interests you, then go for it. Especially at this level, when I'm like specializing and I'm doing a postgraduate degree, it was less about the reputation and more about the course. Like, UCL is still an amazing university, but what I want to emphasize is that it's not about the rankings. I just think you should be happy with what you're doing and wherever you are. I had the best time at Cambridge. I finished on a high, and I kind of thought at the time, you know, all good things have to come to an end, and I kind of closed that chapter. Who knows what's going to happen in the future? I might reopen that door again. You never know. But what I'm saying is that life just happens. Yeah, let me know if you liked this video where we just talked and I did stuff and I got ready. Thank you for being here. If you watched until the end, I appreciate you. Comment down below a little biology emoji symbol if you got to the end. And yeah, I will speak to you as always very soon in another video. Definitely give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, comment down below, subscribe, hit the bell. I will be coming at you with loads more videos, fun stuff very soon, and yeah, I will speak to you as always in another video. Bye.